Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you're just joining us, this is G Prime Online Tutorials. It's a platform that is designed to help you solve your academic problems and challenges. You can do well by inviting friends to like and subscribe and follow this page for more educational tips. So today, by God's grace, we are going to be considering a topic in mathematics called quadratic equations. So I hope that you're going the topic as I explain it in details for us here. So we are going to be considering a topic called the quadratic equation. Quadratic equation. So what is an equation? An equation is a statement that shows two quantities are equal. That means an equation involves explaining the left hand side of an equation being equal or equivalent to the right hand side. So at the end of any quadratic equation that you've gotten, the left hand side of the equation must be equivalent to the right hand side equation. And how do you identify a quadratic equation? This is the way you identify your quadratic equation. You have, if you see an equation in this pattern, a square plus ba plus c is equal to 0. This is how you identify a quadratic equation. Or as we are going to be using x, let me use x square plus bx plus c being equal to 0. Every quadratic equation must be able to be equivalent to 0. So that's how to identify a quadratic equation. And then there are methods of solving quadratic equation. We have several methods of solving quadratic equation. So there are three methods of solving quadratic equation. We have one, factorization method, and then two, we have completing the square method, and then three, we have the formula method, which is also known as the almighty formula. Almighty formula. So for the sake of these tutorials, we are going to be considering factorization methods, while in our subsequent videos we are going to explain other methods of solving a quadratic equation. So now in factorization method, let's take factorization method of solving quadratic equation. Factorization, like the name implies, factorization, it has to do with finding factors in an equation. So in factorization, the most important thing you need to consider is finding two factors that when you multiply them, they are going to give you a variable in the equation. So let's take one example that says example 1. If you're being given this equation, x square plus 2x minus 8 being equal to 0. If you are asked to solve this quadratic equation using factorization method, this is a simple way you do. There are other methods you can find in other textbooks, such as higher engineering mathematics. There are different methods of using factorization method in solving quadratic equation, but this is a simple method I've found. You multiply the first and the last term together. So minus 8 times x squared will give you minus 8x squared. You multiply the first and the last time, and then find two factors that when you multiply is going to give you this minus 8x squared, and when you add them is going to give you plus 2x. So now let's find the factors that when you multiply, like the name says, implies factorization method. So if I multiply minus 4 times 2 is going to give me minus 8 minus 4x times minus 2x is going to give minus 8x squared. But if I sum minus 4 plus 2, it's not going to give me the middle term here, because we said the factors, if you sum them, they must be able to give you the middle term. So you continue finding other factors. You can say minus 2 times 4x is still minus 8x squared, but if you sum them, minus 2 plus 4 is not going to give you the sum of the middle term here. So let's check another one again. Let's check 4 and minus 2. 4 positive 4x multiplying minus 2x. If you multiply 4x and minus 2x, is going to give you minus 8x squared, and if you sum them, 4x minus 2x is going to give you the middle term here, 2x. So our factors is what? 4x and minus 2x. Now you substitute these factors into this equation here, into the middle term. You will remove this middle term and substitute it by this 4x. Now let's substitute it together. Now we have x squared. Instead of this plus 2, now you put the new factors you have gotten, which is what? 4x and what? Minus 2x. So I can write plus 4x, because the sign before this 4 is plus, is a positive sign, and then here is a negative sign. Then outside minus 2x minus 8 is equal to 0. So now you factor out what is common between these two variables is x. Factor out x to be outside a bracket, open a bracket, then find a multiple of number or an alphabet that when you multiply is going to give you back what is here. You separate the equation into 2 like this. So I have x squared. What will I multiply here in this bracket to give me back this x squared? Definitely is going to be another x. Then plus, what will I multiply x with to give me back this 4x? Then I'll have 4 here. I'll close my bracket. Then here is going to be what is common between these two is minus 2, or a factor here that when you open a bracket is going to return back this particular side of the equation. Open bracket x, because minus 2 times x is going to give you minus 2x, and then what will you multiply here to give you and minus 8? So I can say positive 4. The shortcut of doing it is that whatever you've gotten in this bracket is definitely going to be what will reflect in the other bracket. Yeah, that's another tips you need to put into consideration. So now you can, since these two factors are the same, you can pick them and write them here as a single entity, and then this and this that are outside the bracket too, you can pick them and then write them as a single entity is equal to 0. So now you can set either x plus 4 is equal to 0 or x minus 2 is equal to 0. Therefore you can set collect like times, because we said we are finding the value of x is going to be equal to minus 4, and here x is going to be equal to 2. So these are your final answer. So the value of your x is either minus 4 or 2. Like we said earlier, at the end of any equation, you're trying to make the left hand side to be equal to right hand side. Now let's try seeing using this root of these equations and see whether we can get back our original equation. So in doing that, you can say the root of the equations that you've gotten so far is what? X minus 4 and x equal to 2. So if I substitute here, let's try it. For example, x minus 4 or x plus 4 or x minus 2 is equal to 0. Let's open this bracket, whereby this will multiply this here, and then this arrow will equally multiply this. This 4 will multiply this when open the bracket, and this one will multiply this. So x times x is what? X squared. Then x times minus 2x is minus 2x. 4 times x is plus 4x. 4 times minus 2 is minus 8, equal to 0. So you can see now minus 4 plus minus 2x plus 4 will give you x squared plus 2x minus 8 equals to 0. Therefore, if you can see, this has given us back our original equation from here. So that's how to solve quadratic equation using factorization method. So guys, we are going to stop here. I'm going to drop an assignment for you guys to solve when we meet in the next. You can drop the answers in the comment section after solving them. Here I have a question for you. Example 2 exercise. We have an exercise for you. Find the roots of this equation: x squared plus 5x minus 6 equal to 0. This is the only example or assignment I'm going to be leaving you with. So thank you guys for your time. Do well by inviting more friends. I'm going to be dropping more videos here. Don't forget to like, share, and then subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much.